The truth about Neuralinks, can it cure blindness? Neuralink has garnered a lot of attention and speculation recently. In their latest update on November 30th, Elon Musk claimed that Neuralinks would be able to restore vision to visually impaired individuals. Is that true? In this video, we'll explore the answer to this question and critically evaluate the company's claims about rehabilitating individuals who have been suffering from permanent physical damage, such as spinal cord injuries. Neuralink in 2021 showcased its potential for harnessing the power of mind to control body movements in its famous video, which showed a monkey playing ping pong. In their latest update, Elon Musk claimed that this new technology would eventually help individuals with physical impairments. But this was no ordinary rehabilitation. Musk claimed that Neuralink would help blind people see, even those individuals who are suffering from blindness since their birth. How would this technology work? It is reported that the company is working toward a technology which would see thousands of electrodes thinner than a hair inserted into the outer surface of the human brain. Each electrode will take the form of a tiny wire, which would be connected to a chip the size of a quarter, which will be remotely charged. The chip itself will be called N1, which will have remote communication. Is the company getting any closer to achieving its medical goals right now? This depends on who you ask. A good answer is that the company is getting closer to its stated objectives because it is making good progress so far. The company has already applied with the Food and Drug Administration to initiate human trials within 6 months. With some luck, the company executives have said they will be able to put the product out on the market soon. So that does not answer the question if Neuralink will be able to cure blindness, because we have not made it far enough to determine if there has been development in that regard. That question can be answered with some tangible evidence only when clinical trials start. However, Musk has the credibility for bringing forth truly revolutionary technology. Tesla has created a world-class EV which promises zero emissions and great driving experience. SpaceX aims to put man beyond the confines of this planet. SpaceX is already gearing up for its final test of a reusable spacecraft, which will dramatically reduce costs associated with space missions. NASA has partnered with SpaceX in this venture, and there is considerable progress made on that end. So if past history is any indicator of what the future will hold, then it can be said that Neuralinks will be able to make huge steps in this direction. But recently there's been some criticism on Musk, particularly with regards to his latest Twitter buyout. The costly acquisition, totaling about $44 billion, is being seen as a step in the wrong direction. Most political commentators have said that Twitter is more likely to be a mouthpiece for conservative voices now that the boring company, which promised to overhaul the transportation system, is yet to show any results yet. However, Neuralink is something completely different to what we've expected of technology so far. In a way, it is more than just colonizing Mars or making the Earth more sustainable. It is about restoring what was left lacking in some of us. This interconnection of technology with human biology is perhaps the most challenging frontier in Musk's vision because it has so many medical, technical, or ethical considerations. But let's go into more depth with the progress Neuralink has made thus far. Neuralink has proved that electrodes are able to translate brain signals. Scientists at the company were able to use this to interpret and manipulate a monkey's motor signals. With training, the monkey was able to manipulate its motor activity with its brain. It was established that brain activity can be manipulated by technology to direct motor movements. However, the folks at Neuralink wanted to push this concept further, and this time they used electrodes implanted in a pig's spinal cord to control its leg movements. This showed a promise that technology at a later stage could be used to help people suffering from quadriplegia to walk or use their hands. It sounds simple, just writing brain signals to direct motor activity, but in reality, for this to work, there has to be some form of biofeedback. So the system was designed in such a way that sensory signals from limbs were also collected and fed back to the brain so that it could ascertain what's going on in the extremities. From this development alone, we can say that the pieces are falling into place, and although there is a lot to do for this to work in the way Elon Musk wants it to, there is a path forward. So let's now revisit some of the developments that Neuralink has made toward its promise of restoring eyesight. An experiment was conducted in which visual data was fed into the visual cortex of a monkey's brain. The monkey interpreted these images as different positions, indicating that the technology could be used as a support for those who do not have the gift of sight. In this context, the first-generation Neuralink device consisted of 1,024 electrodes, but the later generations of the device used about 16,000 electrodes, which would work to improve the graphic fidelity of the visuals that the person could see. This means that the device, when implanted on either side of the visual cortex, would enable that person to see the image with 32,000 points of light. This image would have sufficient light for the blind person to see, therefore acting as a prosthetic. Using the same technology, blind people would be better equipped to deal with their phones than people who have fully functional hands and eyesight. That sounds like a tall claim, but it is informed by scientific evidence. What makes it even more probable is that Neuralink is not the only company to use technology for making visual prosthetics. Using the brain-machine interface, or the BMI, is not exclusive to Neuralink, as researchers from various disciplines have generated valuable research which have shown the visibility of this project. For example, startups like BlackRock Neurotech, Precision Neuroscience, Synchron Medical, and Paradromics all have active research projects which are using technology similar to Musk's Neuralink. There are even companies which are attempting to use non-invasive approaches to use technology. This may mean that future customers will not even have to undergo a surgery. What makes Neuralink from all these promising technologies is that Neuralink wants their technology to be mass-produced. Production is a very difficult process, and although it sounds like just jumping through numbers, the challenge of producing a large number can be quite daunting. Musk's own experience of making Model 3 Tesla in huge numbers was a great lesson, but his solution for automation really did work at the end. It shows companies' resolve in pushing past the barrier and really delivering something which can be used by everyone. The goal is to mass-produce these chips in millions using automated technology. This technology could be implanted through its own next-generation robots, which could perform the delicate procedure with a cutting-edge precision. In order to make it as safe as possible, Neuralink is also working on locating its new brain chips on the outside of a layer called Dura. This would require more calibration on the robotics end so that the needles and steering systems could be automated for more precision. But why is Neuralink pushing for robotics-driven surgery for implanting its chips? The answer is based on numbers. There are simply not enough neurosurgeons around to get that procedure done for everybody. The chief of Neuralink's surgery engineering team says that there are maybe 10 neurosurgeons for 1 million people. That statistic alone is convincing enough for me to get operated by a robot. I would not want a tired and exhausted human surgeon anywhere near my brain. That said, I would also wait till FDA approves the tech for human use, and for that to eventually happen, human clinical trials will have to go through smoothly. I think that the progress made so far shows that Neuralink will eventually be able to restore light to those who are deprived of it. Not only that, it will also enable physically impaired people to walk. Comment down below when you think this will be made possible. Please also like the video and subscribe to our channel for staying up to date with the content. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.